Would you like to improve your pronunciation? Do you want to sound more like a native speaker of American English? If so, then continue watching this lesson. Welcome to English on the Mark. My name is Marek Pena, and today we will do two things. First, we will focus on 4 strategies that will help you improve your pronunciation. And then we will look at the letter T and its various sounds in American English. One thing that you should keep in mind is that there is no magic formula that will help you improve your pronunciation. You will have to put a lot of effort in if you want to improve. And you will definitely have to practice as much as possible. But it will all be worth it in the end. So without further ado, let's look at 4 tips and strategies that will help you improve your pronunciation. Number 1, record yourself speaking. If you want to improve your pronunciation, you have to hear yourself speak. And it's very easy to record yourself these days. Just use your smartphone. But once you have the recording, you will be able to focus on the specific sounds that you might be pronouncing incorrectly. You will also be able to listen to your intonation and see if it matches the emotion that you're trying to convey. Number 2, use the imitation technique. The easiest way to do this is to pick a well-known person. This could be an actor or an actress, a newscaster, or a politician. Once you have chosen the person that you would like to imitate, listen to a very short sample of his or her speech and try to reproduce it. Compare your recording to the original sample. And next, focus on one thing. Focus on one aspect of your pronunciation that's different from the original speaker. And work on improving it. And of course, record yourself again. Number 3, exaggerate the sounds. When you practice your pronunciation, it is very important to be over the top. What I mean by that is that you need to exaggerate. You need to over-dramatize, especially the sounds that you have trouble pronouncing. For instance, let's take the voiceless TH sound. When you practice, you shouldn't just do this. What you should do is this. Make sure you do it in front of the mirror. I know this looks ridiculous, and it will probably feel strange to you, but don't worry, because this is an excellent exercise that will help you improve your pronunciation. And trust me, every single time I teach a pronunciation class, my students are like, "Oh my God, you look ridiculous." But guess what? They always improve some aspects of their pronunciation. So give it a try. Number 4, focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and try to improve that one thing. Don't try to work on various sounds, stress, intonation, or linking at the same time. Because this can become so overwhelming that you might end up giving up, and you don't want this to happen. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And now that we have covered our 4 strategies, let's look at the letter T and its various sounds in American English. The American T is very strongly influenced by its position in a word or phrase. First, let's focus on the flapped T sound, which is part of standard American English and not the result of lazy speech. As a general rule, when T is between 2 vowels, it is pronounced like a fast D sound. To many Spanish speakers, this sounds like the consonant sound. Let's look at some examples. And please forgive me for butchering the British accent, but I'm doing my best here. So the word city in American English is pronounced as city. The word better is pronounced as better. Little, little. Bottle, bottle. Letter, letter. Water, water. Matter, matter. Meeting, meeting. So in American English, we would never say, I need a bottle of water. In American English, we say, I need a bottle of water. In a similar fashion, we would not say, what's the matter? In American English, we say, what's the matter? So if you want to sound more American, make sure you practice the flapped T sound. Okay, let's look at another T sound of American English, and that's the held T sound before the N sound. And this is called the glottalized T sound. So let's jump right in and look at some examples. This is not how we pronounce these words in standard American English. Certain, button, Britain, written, Martin, Manhattan. In American English, we pronounce these words like this. Certain, button, Britain, written, Martin, Manhattan. So for example, I'm not certain this book was written in Britain. Or, I've gotten this cotton curtain in Manhattan. So the way to pronounce this sound is by not releasing the T sound. So keep your tongue just behind the top front teeth and then add the N sound, which is a nasal sound. So again, make sure that you don't release the T sound. So don't say certain. In American English, you have to hold the T sound. So you should say certain, written, Britain. And as I said at the beginning of this lesson, make sure you exaggerate these sounds and keep practicing. Okay, so let's look at one more variation, and that's the silent T after N. And this is fairly standard speech. So in American English, the word internet is pronounced as internet. Interview, interview. International, international. 2020. Santa Monica, Santa Monica. Center, center. This pronunciation is not considered overly casual. This is standard American pronunciation. For instance, in the Midwest, you might quite often hear the word winter pronounced as winter, painting as painting, and dentist as dentist. Let's look at some sentences here. He's at the International Center. I had a job interview in Santa Monica. My internet connection is really slow. Please keep in mind that it is not necessary for you to pronounce English this way. Just be aware of it so that it is easier for you to understand native speakers of American English. In fact, I have an accent, and I believe that a foreign accent adds more character and charm to your speech. And it is definitely a conversation starter. So when it comes to pronunciation, what are some things that you are still struggling with? Please let me know in the comments below. That's all there is for today. Thank you, and as always, I hope you have learned something today.